Connie Ragen Green here, and I wanted to share just a few things with you. I'll just take a few minutes of your time. I'm here on one of my main sites, hugeprofitstiny.com, and the reason I'm sharing this is this was part of a discussion in my 8-week author group where we were talking about marketing our books both before that they've been written and published and afterwards. So I wrote this post, Financial Responsibility for Kids and Adults. I wrote it at the end of May of this year, 2018, and what I did was I went back and I added my book. So I just added one sentence here. I said, be sure to take a look at my book on the topic of kids and money and teaching financial responsibility and values to children in paperback and on Kindle, and I have a separate link here. This is for the paperback version, connieloves.me/kids and money print, and this is the Kindle version, which is at connieloves.me/kids and money. And this is an image. This is an image that I got from the cover designer, so I just inserted it here. And when we were talking, I showed them the other post that I had written then in June, Financial Stress in Your Children. I also repurposed this article for a local publication that I write for. And as we were talking, and I scrolled down, I noticed that I had not written or added the book and the links to it in this post. So I simply went back in, I copy-pasted what I had here, this sentence, be sure to take a look at my book with all this information here. I just did a copy-paste, and then I also added the image, and when I update this one, when I refresh the page, then you'll see that it's here as well. I added the same sentence to an end of a paragraph and added the book. So this is something that you want to do. You want to write as many blog posts as you have time to do while you're writing your book. And don't take it directly, don't take an excerpt directly out of your book. Instead, write something else. So this was on financial stress, which my book really doesn't talk very much about stress. Financial stress, a little bit, but not too much. But I wrote this separately, and the same with this one, Financial Responsibility for Kids and Adults. And the images, I know people always want to know, I use Pexels, which is PEXELS.com, and Unsplash.com, and Pixabay, PIXABAY.com. Unsplash is UNSPLASH.com, and you can use those images without worry. The photographers want us to have them. So this is just one thing I'm showing you today, where you're going to write posts while you're writing your book and then also afterwards, so that when people Google your name and that topic, they see that you not only have the book, but you have a whole lot of other content as well. And then these blog posts, no matter when you wrote them, how far back, then they serve to help you sell more books. Get that word out that you have those books. All right, so I wanted to show you that. Another thing that I want to show you is something that I did for U.S. Thanksgiving. And I call it U.S. Thanksgiving because Canada does it more than a month earlier in October, and in the U.S. and the States we do it in the third Thursday of November. So I put this page together, and you can do this on any WordPress site. You just add new page, give it a title. Mine is the Thanksgiving Gratitude Sale, and you may remember this from Thanksgiving week. What I did was I shared my Thanksgiving week with you, and I wrote it in reverse, so Monday was the last day, but I talked about, here, I'll go down to the bottom, and I'll show you what I wrote first. I wrote here on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, I wrote about, I said that I'm sharing with you, I grew up very poor, and so giving out the food, the turkeys and the other food on Thanksgiving, that this is so special, so important to me. And I put images that were from the actual event. And I took us kind of hour through hour through this whole process. And I think it's meaningful to people when you share information. So it's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and the sun is shining brightly in this community in Southern California. So this is one of the two cities that I live in, and I was here in this community, Santa Clarita, on this particular day, on Tuesday. Then I skipped over to Thursday, and I talked about the rain and what I made for Thanksgiving. Then on Friday, I called it Fantastic Friday instead of Black Friday. and I showed that I was ringing the Salvation Army bell up in Santa Barbara. That's my other city, and this is a friend of mine. We did this. And then during that day, I took a break and even went to the Santa Barbara Youth Symphony, and I have a picture from this. And I was able to speak with some of these kids. They're between about 11 or 12 to 17. Once they're 18, they put them in a different group. And then Monday, I talked about it. But the reason I did this was so it would make sense. When I did 4 offers over the holiday weekend, then it definitely made sense to people. So I had the first offer was my reputation management made simple. And each one I had for 3 days. And then I ended up saying that they could have it through Monday night because people are traveling. And then I had my really simple sales copy, position yourself as an expert, and the home study version of my fall jumpstart. And this they were able to then have a great value to come into the program later on. So this works. So this is just something that you can do. And this is instead of having to have a whole page, which is a sales letter and all that. Instead, just tell a story. Let people know who you are and why what you're doing is important to you and what you want to share with them, what you want to do to serve your prospects and your current customers and clients. So I thought I would share that with you. Okay, so now the big news this week was that Gutenberg was released by WordPress. So remember that WordPress is open source software. That means we're able to use it for free. We can add it to our hosting accounts. So we have a nice blog and it has so many capabilities that we can do, and it's easy to do. You just update things and add a page and add a post and this and that. But when they do a major release, which means 5.0 is a major release, and it says it's available, please update now. Don't update these right away. Now in between 4.0 and 5.0, we had, who knows, 50 or more. We had 4.1 and then 4.1.1 and so on and so forth. The last ones have been 4.9.4 or something. Well, finally they were ready to do WordPress 5.0, but I am not an early adopter of technology. I tried to be. I made every effort to be when I first came online because I thought, gee, won't this be great? I'll have access to the latest and the greatest new updates and information, and right away I'll click to update and I'll be, one of those people that'll have everything on the first day. Well, it didn't work for me. It was very frustrating for me. There's always bugs they have to get out, and mark my word, WordPress 5.1.1 will come out soon in the next few weeks, and I'll wait until then before I update. I have about 350 websites. So to go in and make those changes is something that my team and I do every 90 days, but we're not in a hurry to do this. So instead, if you haven't logged into your site for a while, then it will show you this screen. It will say you can install Gutenberg, but we don't want to do this today. And this might be great. This might be so wonderful that everybody will say, what did we do before Gutenberg? And I'm hoping that that's the case, but in the meantime, we're going to wait and see. All right, so it says not quite ready. You can install the classic editor. So this is one of my sites. This is affiliatesalesarmy.com. I have a product there. Let me know if you want a huge discount for it. Install the classic editor. So it's a plugin I'm installing right now. And it's doing that. But don't leave after it installs. You have to do one more step. I've had this page up today, so it took a little while longer. Here we go. Activate classic editor. Now we have to activate the plugin. So I'm going to click to activate it. There it is. Okay. So I have the classic editor activated. 5.0 is still on hold. And when I go into my plugins, then I'll be able to see that there's a new version of Akismet. This helps us keep our spam on the, under our control more. And then WP maintenance mode, I'm going to update now. So I have these updated, and you want to update things. But again, then don't do this. Oh, I don't have it activated for this account. All right, I'll have to come back in and activate this because this is a sales page site. This isn't a blog, so typically I don't get any comments. There's nothing to comment on. All right, but hold off on this. All right, the next thing I want to show you is something that, now I have a resources page, and here I'll even open this in another tab. I hope this is helpful to you because this is just kind of my daily business, and a lot of times people want to know what we do. Okay, resources. In 2018, I'm thankful and grateful for you. These are my resources, and I have a whole lot of things. They don't change too much year by year. I've added a couple of people for my PLR recommendations. That's it. And I have my disclosure, so feel free to paraphrase this and use this on your page. I sign my name to it. But what I started doing was I created a page recently where it's just at hugeprofitstiny.list.com/free-PLR, all lowercase. And this is more PLR that I can send out regularly. And I added, so I have the people here and what they have. And then I said, here's more, all from people I recommend. There's a few more of them here. And these pages are money makers because I don't recommend something unless I've been using that person's PLR, their private label rights content, for a period of time. The latest person that I added to the list, I used that person's PLR for a full year before I recommended it because I wanted to make sure it was going to be consistent, and I wanted to make sure they were going to keep doing it, because sometimes people start a PLR business and then they give up after 6 months or something, and I wanted that not to be the case. I didn't want to recommend something that later on I'd say, oh, that person isn't doing it anymore. So I have this site. So now this is where I go in and edit the page. And again, see, on Huge Profits Tiny List, WordPress 5.0 is available. No, not now. So this is the page that I create. And here, let me take a look at something. Okay, I have what's called the default template. That means on this page, you'll see my free giveaway. You'll see my sidebar. On the Thanksgiving page, I won't go too fast so you won't get dizzy watching what I'm doing. On this one, I didn't do the default. I didn't want the opt-in here. This was going to be people on my list. They've already opted in. I didn't want to do it this way. So on this one, instead of default template, I did landing page. So this is the choice within your WordPress site. So the default means that I'm going to show my sidebar, my free giveaway, all that. And the landing page means the page will be just clear. It's like a blank sheet of paper that you start writing on. And this works really well. Okay, so I'm going to encourage you to not only have a resources page like I do here, where I have my teleseminar information and how I'm able to clone all that, how I'm able to have 350 sites without it costing a fortune and taking time and requiring a new setup each time. I just clone them, or my tech person does. I don't do tech. Okay, my autoresponder service, hosting, all kinds of things. Oh, I see I have something there twice. All right, so I need to go in and fix that one. All right, so, but I'm going to encourage you to have the resources site. Let people know what you're using, because you are using services. You have an autoresponder. You have a whole lot of things that you're using, that you're paying for, that you can recommend as an affiliate. Because if you're still using them, obviously they're good enough for you to recommend to someone else without worrying that it wouldn't be what they needed. But then also, I'm going to encourage you to have the second page of free PLR and anything else that could be free. And if you're not in touch with these people, all these people here, I get emails from them almost every day. If that is not the case, then you'll need to go in and check maybe every 30 days and make sure that everything is still available and it's going to your link. So the only other thing I'll tell you about is that I'm using my pretty links. So it's connieloves.me. That's where I have my pretty link site. And right here is a link to go and take a look at pretty links if you want to. I hope this link is the right one. Is it? It is. It is. All right. Well, I love pretty links. It makes everything so much easier, and I control the link. What I like about pretty links, as opposed to what I used long ago, which was, oh, what was the name of that? Because they went out of business. Boy, I can't even remember the name of it now. But it's gone, and so many of them are gone or they change, is with pretty links, they've been around for years. They're going to be around for years, I have no doubt. And if something changes, all I have to do is go into my pretty link and point it to a different affiliate product. So I like that. So again, this is Connie Ragen Green, and these are just some things that I thought would be very helpful that aren't shared on a regular basis in any program that you might be in. And I do have some spots open in my mentoring program for 2019, so let me know if that's something of interest to you. And also, just hit reply to any of my emails, and ask me questions, because I'm here to serve you. That is my goal at all times, to serve you in your quest for success as an online entrepreneur. So, Connie Ragen Green, enjoy your day.